Like we always do at this time. Cortland, I told y'all boys, welcome to Broward County, or welcome to Death Row. They is not gonna let y'all leave that place, bro. It's sad. It's sad to know they really not gonna let y'all leave that place. They offered you the deal of the century, but then it's gonna turn you into a rat. Who wants that title? But anyway, it's up to him to take the deal, squirrel, and go chill. If not, he will be fucking in there for a long ordeal. Believe that
and
shit.
ask you some questions, okay? It's only going to be as it relates to the state's offer, and it's only as to make sure that you understand the state's offer and you understand the charges that you're facing here. We're not going to talk about anything else. So just listen to my questions and answer the questions, okay? Raise your right hand.
Not good. And he want to make sure you understand that they're going to offer this 16. If you burn out this 16, life it is, buddy. Welcome to Broward. I'm going to tell you again. Welcome to Broward. Broward not going to play with this boy. They not going to play with him.
Just so John knew what's coming.
Understood. Yeah, that's fine. So the only thing I'm going to press pause on the all pending motions, and again, we're going to resume tomorrow at 9 o'clock. That's the defense motion to suppress. I'll give you a ruling on the state's unopposed motion for relief from the trial order, as well as the state's motion in limine. But I'm going to let each side continue to present whatever evidence, witnesses, or testimony they'd like to do before that. So I'm going to pause on the evidentiary portion today. I do want to have a quick conversation with Mr. Henry. I'm going to put him under oath. Talk to him about the charges, make sure he understands the maximum possible penalties, make sure he understands the state offer.
I think that's something else that Ted wants to speak about.
Well, I'm going to put it on the record right now, but he doesn't have to tell me what his answer is now, but I just want to make sure he has all the info. And what I'll tell you all, I'll be back here tomorrow, and then, you know, I'm going to tell Mr. Henry this as well, but for his benefit now, if he wants to resolve the cases by way of a negotiated plea, that's fine with me, and if he doesn't want to, that's fine with me too. But the one thing that I am going to change, if you need me to, I can put him on maybe Tuesday afternoon at 9. I'd rather just not do it. I'd rather know yes or no the day before, because there's a significant, number one, I don't want him to feel any pressure, but number two, I got 250 citizens coming in here Wednesday morning, and there's just, yeah, if need be. It's fee hearing, she
Yeah, so I don't have
but I'm going to be here, right? Okay. All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, I'm going to put you under oath and ask you some questions, okay? It's only going to be as it relates to the state's offer, and it's only as to make sure that you understand the state's offer and you understand the charges that you're facing here. We're not going to talk about anything else. So just listen to my questions and answer the questions, okay? Raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Okay, you can put your hand down. Please state your full name. How old are you? How far did you go in school? Do you read and understand the English language? Are you presently under the influence of any drugs, medication, or alcohol? Have you ever been treated for a mental illness? Are they giving you any medication to jail right now? All right. How are you feeling this morning? Your head is clear? You understand what's going on? All right, so Mr. Henry, listen, we've got two cases. I'm going to go one at a time. In case number 19-1871, CF10A, right now, you're charged as follows. Counts 1 and 2 is murder in the first degree with a firearm. Those are capital felonies, which means it's a mandatory life sentence. If the jury convicts you of count 1,
Damn, all his charges is life sentences. Or this video is for commentational purposes. I like to give credits to Law and Crime. Oh man, the smallest charge he got is 75 years.
or count 2 as charged. That's life in Florida State Prison. I have no discretion. Count 3 and count 4 are accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree. Those are each first degree felony. The maximum penalty for each of those is 30 years in Florida State Prison. Okay? In your other case,
30 years, the smallest
case number
one.
23-10643 CF10A, you're charged as follows. Count 1 is tampering with a witness in a capital felony. That is punishable by life in Florida State Prison. All right? As the maximum penalty. Count 2 is directing the activities of a criminal gang. That's first degree felony punishable by life. So the maximum penalty there is also life in Florida State Prison. Count 5 is conspiracy to commit tampering. And again, as it's charged, that is also a life felony. The maximum penalty is life in Florida State Prison. And lastly, count 7 is unlawful use of a two-way communication device. As that's charged as a second degree felony.
And that is for calling Miriah. And they're going to get him on that charge because Miriah is going to testify against him.
Maximum penalty is 15 years in Florida State Prison. So right now, as to all the charges that you're facing, The maximum possible penalties are as follows. It's life in Florida State Prison, followed by 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 75 years in Florida State Prison. Do you understand the charges and the maximum possible penalties involved? Okay. So, Mr. Henry, the state is telling me that they're extending an offer to you, and the offer is as follows. In case number 19-1871 CF10A, they're going to null process or drop counts 1 and 2, both first-degree murder charges. Okay? And in exchange for that, as to counts 3 and 4, in that case, the accessory after the fact to murder in the first degree, you're going to plead no contest to both of those. And as to the 4 counts in case number 23-10643 CF10A, you're going to plead no contest to all 4 of those counts. And in exchange for all of that, the state is offering that I would adjudicate you guilty and sentence you to the bottom of your sentencing guidelines, which is 195.45 months, about 16, it's a shade over 16 years and 3 months. 16 years and 3 months. All of those sentences will run concurrently, that is at the same
16 years and 3 months. That ain't a long time. He could do it.
same time with each other. I would give you credit for all the time that you have served.
You get
Understanding
credit
that
for
you
the
have a lot less
time.
credit time on the 23 case because it's a newer case. So that is what would be controlling. Whatever credit time you have on the 23 case, you can subtract that from the 100
And
and...
he actually has more time on the 23 case than 1967.
Oh, okay. Well, whichever case you have more time, less time in custody, that's what would happen. And you get the credit for all the time that you served. And again, that sentence would be 16 years, a shade over 16 years, 3 months in Florida State Prison. I would have to order restitution. The state would tell me the amount of that restitution. That restitution would be joint and several with any of your other co-defendants if any of the other co-defendants were convicted at trial or entered pleas. In other words, the restitution only has to be paid once, but each person is responsible for 100% of it. All right, but as soon as it's paid, it's paid. I would have to impose mandatory court costs in each case, and I would have to impose a mandatory cost of prosecution in each case, which is $100. So, Mr. Henry, do you understand the offer that the state is making to you? Okay, the 16 years, 3 months, and a shade more.
What kind of offer you think they making Miriah? If they offer him 16, what you think they offer Miriah? Because she was charged with witness tampering too, which carries 75 fucking years. Top by like minimum 75 years for using the device to communicate with these people.
So I'm going to pause on it at this point, Mr. Henry. It's going to give you some time, whether that be tonight or also over the weekend, to talk to your lawyers about it. Make sure they answer all your questions, talk to your family about it so you can make a decision as to what you want to do. Now, let me explain this to you, sir. I can't make the state make you an offer, and I can't make you accept any offer. I'm just a referee, okay? This is a business decision between you, your lawyers, and the state. And if you want to accept it and resolve both cases that way, that's fine with me. And if you want to have a trial in both cases, that's fine with me too. It doesn't matter to me in any way, shape, or form. But whether it be tomorrow when I see you tomorrow, and then Ms. Wilcox, who already has tomorrow at 9 o'clock, that'll remain on. But I'll put them on both cases as well next Tuesday, which is September the 9th. Let's just call it 1:30 in the afternoon. September the 9th at 1:30 in the afternoon. We'll call it trial status in both cases. That's when we're gonna have to finish this conversation, Mr. Henry. You're gonna have to tell me that either that you understand the offer that the state's making, that your lawyers have answered your questions about it, and then you're gonna have to tell me what your decision is, whether you want to accept the offer or whether you want to reject the offer. Mr. Henry, the one additional thing that I like to talk to people who are sitting in this situation that you're sitting in right now to have this conversation is as follows. The reason that I'm doing this is because I want the record to be clear what the state's offer was, and the record to be clear that you understood it and that you had enough time to talk to your lawyers about it. You had enough time to talk to your family about it. You weren't under any pressure to make a decision, whatever you thought was in your best interest. Because it goes kind of like this, and I'm sure your lawyers can speak to it better than I can. If you accept the state's offer, that's fine. And again, if you don't accept it, that's fine too. But if you don't accept it, and one of these trials doesn't go your way, and you end up with life in Florida State Prison, which is a mandatory sentence on a lot of these counts, usually people in that situation, then they'll file what's called a motion for post-conviction relief, and they'll say, hey, Judge, my lawyer never told me. I didn't know that I could resolve all this for 16 years and 3 months. And if they would...
And that boy said, I'm telling your ass now, once this trial start, it ain't no stopping. Oh, yo, I ain't know I could take 60. No. If you Tuesday, you say no, away you go.
They told me that, I would have done it. And now I'm sitting here with a life sentence. So that's the reason I'm having this conversation now, so the record's going to be crystal clear on that issue. If it doesn't go your way, that argument's not going to be available to you to come back and say, hey, my lawyers didn't tell me about this, or I didn't know about this, so that's why I'm talking to you about it now. So, Mr. Henry, do you have any questions for me about the maximum possible penalties involved or what the state's offering to you as we're talking about it right now? Okay. All right, so I'm going to pause on that part of the conversation, and we'll finish that other part of the conversation either tomorrow or next Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to leave Jan for tomorrow, all pending motions, which is September the 5th at 9 o'clock. I have one other matter that I need to handle prior to that with Mr. Gibson and Mr. Percio. I don't imagine that's going to take too long. And then I'll be right with you all tomorrow. And then Ms. Wilcox, we're going to put both of Mr. Henry's cases on Tuesday, September the 9th, 1:30 p.m. We'll call that trial status, and he remains set for trial in both cases on Wednesday, September the 10th at 9 o'clock, understanding that if we go forward with the trial, it's going to be on the...
Remember I told y'all when they did that separate trial? Something ain't right about that. They trying to turn somebody against somebody. That's what that's all about. They trying to turn somebody against each other. 16 years, they trying to turn Cortland against Miriah.
The murder case, the 19-1871 CSN. State, is there anything else that you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry today? Mr. Haddad, anything else you need me to do regarding Mr. Henry today?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so we'll press pause at that point. Mr. Henry, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock, which is Friday, September the 5th. Ms. Wilcox, does that otherwise conclude the FT docket for today? Okay, so the FT is otherwise going to be in recess until tomorrow, which is Friday, September 5th at 8:45 a.m. I hope y'all have a good rest of your afternoon. All right.
Wait a minute. Skirt! Just in case y'all forgot about this, let's keep this in consideration about him taking a deal.
Lies. Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there.
Look at
Where
Melly
he will
face.
sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two dead bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, gunpowder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket. Not Cortland Henry. There were 3 phones in that car. There were 3 people in that car. Those were not Mr. Demon's lies. Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital.
Just remember that. His lawyer, his old lawyer, that was Melly's old lawyer. He already laid the blueprint out for them to let them know, because that's going to come up in another trial. Cortland Henry pulled up in the car, 2 dead bodies, 2 phones. His phone was gone and he changed his clothes. Where did he go before he went to the hospital? Don't take the 16 years, bro. Don't take it. Because you're still Mr. Ross. And like his lawyer said, you're the one that had the dead bodies. You're the one who was in possession of the dead bodies, not Melly. You. So this is something you got to think about. What's going to happen? Not to mention, let's not forget, we don't know what Miriah Hamilton is going to say. Is she going to have to defend herself from a 75-year charge? Is she going to throw Melly under the bus and Cortland? I think so. If he got 16, she probably was off about probation. They gave him 16 probation, and Melly is going to go down. You're going down. She won't be around, baby. Cortland, your whole life's upside down. Boy, you better make a decision, because sleep won't come easy. Boy, please believe me. Life in prison ain't nothing to play with, bro. Ain't nothing to play with. And if they fuck around and get these boys, they can't give them the death penalty. They took the death penalty off the table. That's why they did the mistrial, because they had took the death penalty off the table, which that's what they wanted. So now they redid the trial, and now they going for life. Life. Life, life, life. Life. Somebody giving you life. Trust me, Cortland. It's a hard decision. Do you become a rat or do you come out? That's your choice. I ain't gonna tell you because I ain't gonna tell you to be a rat. And if you take the 16, you are official certified rat. Thank you to all my subscribers. Thank you to my moderators. Thank you to everybody rocking my channel. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Make sure you share the video if you're a moderator. If you rock with the channel, please just hit the thumb up button for me. I appreciate you. Much love to everybody. This guy Saddam. Salute. Signing out.